I just dropped a water bottle. Yeah, that's the story of my life today. Uh-huh. The dogs kind of peeked in and saw the treat for today. So I knew they'd be excited because I didn't have any more in my bedroom. So I had to come, well, bedroom study. My bedroom's actually in another room. This used to be my bedroom when I was a little girl. So yeah. Okay, you're gonna jump down, Cassie. Thank you. And aloha gang. It's Aloha Friday. Yes. Still busy though. It's going to be a long day. We got this, we got Cantina, and then I have another audition that I just set up with someone for a possible role. So I'm going to be busy tonight. So, how are y'all doing? We'll let YouTube get the word out to people. I know Here She Goes was popping in earlier. So, hello, hello, hello. Here she goes. I hope you're having a good day, my dear. And I'm trying to be a good girl and switch to tea. I used to love tea. So, I've got me good old water. And this is actually cup number 2 of tea. So, we'll see how this goes. Rosalind! Rosalind, how you doing, my dear? Anyhow, yeah, I started off with sweet dreams, like I really need to fall asleep in the middle of this. And then I just switched over to peppermint. So I've got a combo of the two right now in here. So we'll see how that goes. So there we go. Oh, that's good. Actually, it hasn't steeped enough. Needs to steep a little longer. So how many of you guys, okay, who's coffee? Who's tea drinkers? That's what I'd like to know. Who likes coffee over tea, vice versa? Always fun. Hey, there you are, my dear. And I know Christola was just texting me. Oh, she's gonna be bouncing back and forth. That's good, my dear. And so a lot of things going on out there in YouTube land. You like both, PJ? You like see? Okay, I kind of yeah. In the morning, I am definitely. I gotta have my coffee. Okay, I gotta have my coffee in the morning. I'm trying to switch back to tea in the afternoon because I'm drinking too much coffee. Coffee! There you go. I never had coffee until I started working outside of the house after college. And then I was like drinking. I was the one who would make the second or third pot in the afternoon. I was horrible about it. I'm more coffee, but enjoy tea with the cool. Yes, yes. I love, especially out here, there's a lot of really good teas. And, oh my gosh, I don't know how many people like boba tea and stuff like that, but give me oolong. Oh, the smoke flavor of that is amazing. But when I'm just drinking like this, I'll usually do, I like spicy. I don't like the fruity teas. I like spicy. So we'll see how that one, yeah. We'll see how this one goes. It's not quite strong enough yet. I might throw another tea bag in there at some point. We'll see how that goes. So, but no matter what, the hot in this cold room because I left my AC on is actually very good. Okay. There. Turn the temperature up because I'm actually freezing in here. So I think I said hi to a lot of you guys while we were doing that. You also enjoy chai tea, girl. Oh my gosh, chai is like the best. Yeah, I really anything with spice. I love spice in any. I'm even that way. You know, some people are sweet versus savory for their foods. I like savory. I like spice and stuff like that. I sugar not as much. Here she goes is saying she has lemon and Splenda with your tea. Ooh, there you go. And only Splenda with your coffee. Interest. Okay. What does that one sounds good? Definitely. Okay. Here I don't do anything in my tea. I just brew the tea. I'm good. Even iced tea. Nothing. No lemon, no sugar, no Splenda, no nothing. Coffee though, I have to have sugar or Splenda, usually Splenda, and creamer. But my ideal is Coffee Mate does a peppermint mocha. That peppermint mocha is heaven on earth with coffee. It is just so, oh my gosh. They used to only do it for Christmas time. And then they finally stopped and they do it year round now. There's one little time of year where I swear they take it off the market for like 2 months, but I can make sure I have enough frozen in the freezer and pull it out later. It works. So it is so, here she goes. It is so good. I mean, I used to hate when it was just at Christmas time. But if you like peppermint and you like chocolate, it's really, really good. So, yeah. So we got us some subject for today. Let me just ask you guys in chat right now. How many of you guys count yourself as an empath? I'm going to throw myself up there. I mean, I'm too much of an empath sometimes, and I have to make sure I have things in place to ensure that I don't become, as the subject mentioned today, damaged. One video I was watching said broken. No, I don't like that word. I don't like the word broken. You're not broken, you're just damaged, and you got to find a way to heal yourself. You okay? Here she goes, empath. I have a funny feeling we got a lot of empaths in chat because I know those of you talking, and I know. Yep, Rosen. I was wondering where that hand was going. PJ, same thing. I know you guys, and I am empathic to empathic. Yep, there you go. It's yeah, no, I empath. And you know what I found, especially YouTube, being an empath becomes even more problematic. And I've had to put more skill. But you know what? Actually, YouTube has taught me much more. It's given me more skills than I ever thought I would gain. And Christola's here. Hey, Christola, how you doing? We just had to talk about coffee, tea, and now become whether you're an empath. Yep, you're going to be. I saw your message, so no problem, no problem. I get it. When you got multiple people live, that's what happens. So let me switch over to my banners so we can start this discussion about being an empath because I don't know about you guys. I think everyone has some level of being an empath to them. It's whether or not they want to use that or not to to benefit things, what they see about it, things like that. And then I think there's some people who say they're empaths who just don't get it. I'll be honest about that. Anitra, how you doing? Nice to. I'm so happy I saw. I see certain names and I know they're coming from across. All you guys are from across the ocean. That doesn't work for me, does that? Yeah. It's 5 a.m. Been awake all day and night. Ooh, you are an empath. Okay, there you go. I think a lot of us, I think the empaths are the ones who would come to this live because the ones who like to say they're empaths, um, I think sometimes don't realize how hard it is because it's hard. It is really freaking hard when you deal with, okay, all of the emotions that come with it. You've got to have things in place. Christola has information out for us already. I love you, Christola girl. Uh, Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what other person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. That is the capacity to place oneself in another's position. Very, very good point there. And that's exactly where we were going to go in. What is an empath? Here she goes is saying, I have a hard time being in a room of people close to me, literally feel like it. Yes. That suffocation feeling, that too much input feeling. In fact, when I was trying to, if you look back at the thumbnail for this, that's where I was trying to get at was this idea of when you are an empath, too much. You're in a crowd and it literally hate Christmas shopping for that reason. It's not because of fears of crowds or stuff. It's just everything going on in that crowd. And also, yeah, an empath, Christola got it very, very on point. Other ways of putting it, it's basically you're very highly attuned to energies, emotions of people around you. Okay, say, like I said, you go Christmas shopping and everyone is around you and you just feel all these energies coming at you. You can tell, oh, that family over there is fighting. They must have had a fight earlier in the day because you can feel the energy coming off of them. You come here on YouTube and you go into a chat and you can immediately feel what the energy is like. Okay, just because of the energy being put off, whether it's by the host on panel or people in chat and how they're talking. And so you feel that very, very closely. It just sometimes almost becomes a tidal wave, okay, for some people. The empath also often takes on the emotions and the frame of mind of nearby people. Okay. I feel bad for my family a lot of times because if I'm around a lot of negativity, I will take on that negativity and it colors my way of seeing things. And I will honestly have no anger in me. Well, I have a hard problem with anger in general, but sadness or something. Okay, be totally happy and something around me is having a hard time and is sad, and next thing I feel that sadness also. And now on the positive though, an empath is usually someone who's very optimistic. They're kind, compassionate, generous. They're usually very they want the good in other people. They truly do. They because they know they're going to be getting feeling it back. So they want people to be happy. They want people to be going through things in an easier way. Um, to some degree, it can become almost codependent. Okay, if they're not careful, they can become very codependent. Hey, Seal, how you doing, my dear? Hello, hello, hello. Seal and I've been having fun talking about our discussion from Wednesday. In fact, I just noticed there's a new message there I missed. I am so going to have to read that one later. And Rosalie, and yes, okay, Rosalie saying I tend to expect too much of others, and I'm finding as I'm getting older, that's happening. And where it used to be, I was accepting, and I saw me as the one to help because I did have codependent tendencies too back then. A lot more than I do now, at least. Now I have a lot more of I expect. I know I can do this, so why can't other people do this and stuff? I definitely am finding that. I don't know if that's an age thing that we tend to come into our own, kind of in the same way a teenager comes into their own. When you get into your 50s or late 40s, you start coming into your own at a new level, maybe. Oh, be very interesting to look at that and see how many people, as they get older, find those same things happening. Um, no problem, Chris. Actually, I love that you were doing that. I love it, girl. I love it. So let's take it now the next step. We know what an empath. Most of us here very well know what an empath is. What is a broken empath? What is a damaged empath? Sorry, I did not change that. I actually changed the title of this whole live, but forgot to change it here. Because I really didn't like that word. But what makes a person that is an empath damaged? Okay, what makes them, in this word, broken? Well, an empath, okay, has often when you're an empath, you're feeling so many things coming at you. You're experiencing a large amount of emotions, mental thoughts, physical stress develop from that. Okay. As you're around a group of people, say, oh, God forbid, drama. Okay. You're around people who are dealing with drama and stuff like that. You're pulling all of these emotions in and stuff like that. And at some point, it becomes too much. Okay. Say it's someone who is in a narcissistic, abusive relationship with their significant other. Okay. An empath who's in it that can, because in all honesty, empaths have this tendency to get involved with people for some reason that are narcissistic. Um, or just the world in general seems to be getting more and more narcissistic if you think about it. Okay. The world in general at this point, if you look at social media has pushed us to the me way of seeing things. Okay. Communication with people becomes that way, so many other different things. And I think because of that, we're seeing that people who are empaths don't get that free because before social media, Rosalind, you're kind of along this age with me. I know there's a couple of you guys also who were here before social media. Okay. Those of you who are empaths, remember what life was like before social media versus after social media. I feel like I'm surrounded by a lot more energy than I've ever had before because when I was before social media, I just when it got to be too much. Yeah, you were here before the internet. See, there you go. Actually, Rosalie, my friends and I last weekend were talking about our first computer in the house. And I'm going back to like my Apple II GS and stuff like that. And parents spending like 3 grand on a new laptop computer back then. And it was nuts. So, but yeah, no, back at that time when I was in high school, before the internet or anything like that, when things got to be too much for me, I gave myself space. Commodore, oh my God, Rosalind, yes. Commodore, yes. And I would go into my room. I'd talk to my friends on the phone or something like that, but I'd go into my room. I would, okay, my friend and I had one really good friend in college. I had a couple of high school, a couple others also, but she and I would get overwhelmed by too much going on. So we created great relationships with our one of our teachers, and that teacher allowed us to use his classroom for lunch. It gave us that time. And yeah, didn't you, Siren? Exactly. While you were doing the cave paintings, it was just so much coming in at us and all that that you had to go to that back corner of the cave and all okay, and with all of the furs all around you and all that. Love you, Siren. Love you, my dear. And also, I think we're seeing more and more where our damaged empaths, empaths who are being overwhelmed by all these things, are becoming more and more because escape is getting harder and harder to do. Okay, a lot of us use the internet as escape. The problem is the internet is not allowing us to escape from all of these emotions at the same time. Donna, how you doing, Donna? Welcome, my dear. And so, how can you tell? You're starting to get to that point. You recognize those of you who are coming in. Are you an empath? Are you not an empath? Okay, to what degree? Like I said, I think all of us have some empathic abilities, no matter what. That's what allows us to read other people, to be honest. So, how can you tell that you are starting to go down that rabbit hole or that spiral of craziness called too much coming at you and it's starting to hurt you? At the end, we're going to look at ways to put you first again, because that's the problem. With a damaged empath, you've been putting everyone else first all the time and you're forgetting about yourself. And on to the point where you're hurt. You're hurting yourself. So the first thing that as I went out looking for how can you tell someone who's an empath is starting to have problems, emotional problems, things like that. Jets mom, how you doing, my dear? Mwah. And is a lot of times when an empath is getting overwhelmed by too much is they start to feel just exhausted, overwhelmed. Cooter! Oh my God, Cooter, you're here. It's only 18 minutes in. What? And welcome, my dear. I guess I should end now. Cooter's here. Time to end now. And I love that you're here, my dear. So you start feeling very exhausted, very overwhelmed. And think about the things that overwhelm you as a empath. What are the things that overwhelm you? You might start realizing, yeah, you get that feeling where you're just it's too much. It's you're feeling drowned. Okay, you're drowning. Okay, you're right on the edge. Um, a lot of times as empaths, we are spending every single minute of our day adjusting to whatever is going on around us, right? You're no matter where you go. Okay, if you're going into work, you're adjusting for all the emotions that are going on at work. And oh, is so and so having a good day or a bad day? That's why I'm saying all of us are empaths to some degree. For some of us, it affects us more. And um, you come onto the internet and you immediately join a chat and you have to sit there and adjust for the energy and the emotions expected there. Your kids come home from school, you adjust for that. Hell, you got a dog or a cat and you're adjusting for their energy and emotions. Okay, you're always trying to keep an eye out and looking at that. Feel great point, feeling torn between everyone's feelings, especially when it's in a larger crowd like that or a family situation. You got this child that needs this, you got the significant other that needs this, and they're neither of those are matching. So, yeah, how do you balance yourself out? So, the empath is always adjusting. They're always reading what's going on around them and trying to readjust. And that's exhausting. It is freaking exhausting. And over time, you do. You get overwhelmed. Okay. You get drained. It's so much work. And you'll sit there and tell those of you who are okay that I talk to privately have probably heard me say, hey guys, I'm trying to keep my head above water right now. A lot of times that's what's going on at that point. I'm trying to figure all these things out and I'm like, okay, wait, I got to put the energy back on me. I've got to figure out how I can be here for myself because if I'm not here for myself, I can't be here for the people I love the most. And that's one of the hardest rules to learn for ourselves that we got to be for here for us first. Anitra, I have been alone 24 years now after the car accident. I'm sorry. You know what? Yeah. In fact, I was just going to say I like being alone, though too much is too much. YouTube is part of your life and it really is too much. Yes. And that's it. That's why a lot of us came. Hey guys, put a one in chat if you came to YouTube right around the time of COVID. I was a COVID person. I came in during COVID. I needed people to communicate with. I'm an introvert. I'm a massive introvert, believe it or not. But I needed to surround myself with people at that time. So got a one there from Rosaline. Okay. I have a funny feeling there's quite a few. I think there's some that came with interest from other cases, Watt's case, things like that. But I think a lot of us came into this part of the community, the talk story side of the community, because we wanted to have friends we could talk to. So, and yeah, it's wonderful to have it, but it gets to a point, it gets to be like, okay, Anitra said, too much is too much. And at that point, you have to look at how you're going to take care of yourself. Okay, you were a bit before that, Donna. There you go. There you go. Hi, kisses. Hey, girl. And so how does this? Okay, we start getting that overwhelming, and I love Jet's mom, PJ, and you are two. All of you guys that are in here. I mean, what I love, guys. I'll be honest, gang. I have two sides of my YouTube life, my true crime side and my trauma side, I guess. And a lot of them are getting to know each other. Loving to see all of this coming together because I know how special all of you guys are individually. So I get to, y'all get to share each other. And I love it. But anyhow, yeah, how does this manifest? Okay, well, many ways. Okay, the more exhausted you get, the more overwhelmed all this stuff gets, it starts to affect us in many ways. Okay, you might find yourself getting physically exhausted. You're going to sleep early, things like that. Um, Concentration. I get to the point where I cannot freaking concentrate no matter what I try. I'm sitting and I'm pretty organized. Okay, I don't look like I'm organized at all. Okay, I mean that's all my diamond painting stuff right there, and all. But I'm pretty organized, but I get to this point where I'm like, wait. What was I supposed? I'll forget appointments or things like that because I just have so much going on. And then the worst part of it that comes from the emotional exhaustion, the overwhelming is you start to pull back. Okay. Who am I calling karma? Is that it? Yeah, there you go. How many of you guys find yourselves pulling back from other people as you get emotionally exhausted and overwhelmed? You detach from other people. Okay. You may not mean it, or you may mean it, but you find yourself actually kind of disappearing into the back. Okay. If you were at work or school, you'd literally be kind of staying on the outside of the groups. And here, it may be you don't respond to an email or a text message, or you do and it's short, and your friends are like all of a sudden coming to you. Are you mad at me or something? No, no, I'm just having a rough time right now. And so, yeah, there you go. Couple hands there. Um, you know what? Jet's mom, I no, no, that's totally fine. I mean, honestly, all of us meet each other in different areas. And I was talking to my the director of the show I'm doing the other day, and we were talking about how we don't even remember how we all met each other at this point. It's crazy. So, other things you might find is this lack of motivation. It's gotten to be so overwhelming, so much going on that you don't want anything else to go on. So you lose all motivation to keep pushing forward on anything because God help you if things do get busy again and you have to go to more meetings or you have to go deal with this or you have to deal. You just, there's this feeling of like, I just don't want to do anything else. I want to disappear into the back. Um, and you find yourself just burnt out. You're the queen. Donna is the queen hermit. There you go. There you go. And that's what happens over time. You start off so excited, and many of us probably even more excited because you've got a community you're part of. And especially if you are more of the I like to be at home, okay, quiet, introvert type thing. It feels good to be part of a community. And then all of a sudden you find out, oh gosh, the community is, I'm going, it's getting to be too much. I need to give it a break for a while, then I come back. And you come back. Um, there you go, Crystal. Exactly, exactly. And hey, grateful middle-aged cat mama, how you doing, my dear? And also, Siren. Oh, people who profess they would always be my friend. And it's hard. It's all you can do is be there for you, so that you can. It's the people that you care about and stuff like that. Okay, you're taking care of yourself. Everything else will come together if it's meant to. It's like I said with friendships. Someone else came to me a couple of weeks ago and was talking about friendships. They had just lost a friend of theirs, real life friend, 3D friend that they had had for over a decade. And I told them about the saying that I uh, came across a couple of months ago about how friends are with you. Okay, it's like a bus station, and they get on it one stop, and they may stay for one or two stops, or they may stay for the rest of the line. And once I started seeing things that way, it made it easier because otherwise I tended to blame myself if one would leave or things like that, and that wasn't true. Sometimes it's just our time together was done. And so next thing with damaged empaths tend to experience chronic physical pain. Put a one in chat if you deal with chronic pain. Okay. We've talked about chronic pain. We've talked about invisible illnesses before. Chronic pain is one of those things. Okay, I know I myself, okay, where is it? Right here. I got me my Motrin and Tylenol right here. Yes, I know my liver does not like me. And so, yep, there you go. And this made sense. When I came across this, it actually started making sense for me. Um, I love you, Jets mom. And if you think about it, when we're dealing with emotions, okay, when you're dealing with emotions or energy or stuff, they're held in the body. Okay. If you have a friend and that friend is, you're having an okay time, you're not upset or anything, but your friends, maybe they just broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend and you're helping to calm them down and stuff like that. Do you notice you're calming them down, but you yourself get tense? Okay, your shoulders get tense by the end of it. How many of us are sitting here stretching and trying to, okay, get all the kinks out of our neck and stuff? It's not just from holding them to give them a hug or something. It's literally because you're tense. You're pulling on all these emotions that they have and you're holding them in your own body. Okay, that tension builds up over time. The longer and longer you're holding this tension and emotions that are coming from the outside inward, without processing them, dealing with them, things like that, the more you start developing chronic physical pain. Okay, you may find yourself getting headaches. I'm like, I can tell the difference between my, okay, migraines versus the tension headaches that come right back there. Yeah, Jets mom, exactly. And that's why I put lines in for me. And I have to. I have to. And butterfly dealing with chronic pain tonight. And so those are when we start looking at these things. It could be the headaches, it could be back pain, joint pain, okay, upset stomach, digestive issues because of everything going on. Okay, whether it is again, social media, IRL, family, whatever. Okay, all these things are coming at us and we have to find ways to deal with them. Because again, remember, when it comes to anything that's going on, we cannot control other people in our lives. We can only change how we respond. Okay. Other people are going to respond, they're going to act, they're going to do whatever they have to do for them. Okay. Whether we agree with it or not, people are going to do that. And when you're an empath, part of you is like pulling all this in. So, you know what? Why put your in for the drama side that you guys are talking about right now? That's why I don't go. I miss people. Oh my God, I miss some of the people I would hang out with. Oh my God, do I miss them? But I know me and I know I have to be in a place where I'm not dealing with all that. And if I put myself in there, I can't blame them for putting me in that place. I have to blame myself for that. Yeah. I'm the one who chose to watch or to read or something like that. And also, I have to make, and yes, here she goes. It's like a domino effect. Okay. In your case, you're talking your neuropathy. Okay. Gives you headache, which gives you upset stomach and all that. All these things add in together over time. So finding ways, because yeah, the stomach, digestive, when I get too much stuff coming in, okay, and all the emotions coming in, all the anger, sadness, whatever coming in, I literally, my stomach gets to become a mess, total mess. And um, so what do you do? Well, one, like I said, okay, if you're finding yourself in a place that's giving you all these things, then you know what? You need to take care of yourself in such a way that you're not being fed these things. Okay. It's like if you are, since I use the word fed, okay, if you know that spicy foods are going to cause your stomach to be a total mess, or lactose. If someone's lactose intolerant, okay, and they know lactose is going to cause all these problems for them, okay, they have to make the decision, do they eat the ice cream or do they not eat the ice cream? And that's their decision. And also, that's one thing you do. The other is, okay, and that's the emotional side. They require these types, yes, the chronic physical pain, headaches, backaches, okay, stomach issues, things like that. But they're not just physical, they're connected by what started it, which was the emotional connection. Okay, the actual empath side of you that is pulling all of these emotions in, that is feeding off of all of these emotions. And so, treatment, you know what? I could have a headache and take myself an Excedrin or something like that, but it's probably not going to help if the headache comes from my pulling in all of these thoughts. And so Scarlett, I love you. And yes, you are so freaking strong, girl. You really are. You know, yes, Scarlett, it's on you and me, a video. Yes, definitely, definitely. I love you, girl. And oh, they're Contarian. Sorry, inside fun casino. And so yeah. So you have to, yes, you can take the Excedrin for the headache, but you also have to deal with what's below it, what's causing it to begin with. Otherwise, it's just going to keep coming back. As soon as the Excedrin's, Scarlet, I love you. I love you. Thank you, Scarlett, so much. The puppies definitely love you. Say hi, Auntie Scarlett. Mwah. Yes, thank you so, so freaking much, my dear. I really do appreciate you, my dear, so much. And on, yes, we're on for something. You got it, my dear. So you are just a sweetheart. I love you. So deal with those. The headache will go away with the Excedrin. It's going to come back. It's going to come back until you deal with whatever is happening so it stops coming back. So let me go back over to my banners here. So next thing, sleeping issues. And I changed this. One of the things I saw was saying insomnia. No. Maybe for some people, I'm the opposite. Okay, I don't get insomnia. I actually do the opposite direction. I sleep nonstop when I get issues going on. And but I know some people are insomnia people. Let me actually, okay, put a one in chat if you're the type who, when things get too stressful and all that, you become an insomniac. Put a two in chat if you're the one who's like, I need to sleep and sleep it all away. And so I'd love to see, because I think most people are insomniacs, but I do know there's some of us out there who do the opposite direction. Even when I would deal with depression, I always went to, now I would not, falling asleep is hard. See, a lot of insomniacs. Oh, Gia's a two. Hello, Gia. Hello, hello, hello. See, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who sleeps all the time, thank God. And but a lot of on the other. See, everyone's different, but that's what I love about this platform is we can find out that we're not alone. Because sometimes I would see this and I'd be like, no, 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 I'm not insomnia. Oh yeah, but not everyone reacts the same way. And also, so yeah, some people, you're the insomniac type. You're pulling in all of these thoughts. Okay, what is this person feeling? Was that or even the worst, you recognize that person's mad, but they're not explaining everything to you. So your mind starts playing the game of "Are they mad at me?" type thing, and stress makes you sleepy. Gia, bingo. Yeah, doesn't make me sleepy initially, but once I go, I'm gone. Yeah. So one group of people will be the insomniac. They will lay in that bed and they will think about everything. They will analyze every little thought process that was going on. They will be sitting there trying to figure out, well, why did that person say that? And oh my gosh, that person kind of gave me that eye today and stuff like that. This is all tied to our empathic abilities, whether or not you consider yourself an empath or not. These are empathic abilities. You feel half up, half down. I get that. Actually, I do get that because I'm one. Sometimes I can't go to sleep, but then once I'm gone, I'm gone. So then you get the other ones that just oversleep. Okay. They use sleep as the escape. They know that's mom. I love you. You guys, I really appreciate it. You guys don't know, I do really appreciate you guys so much. And I love you, Jets mom, so much. I'm waiting for it to pop up over here on my other thing. See, I see everything over in YouTube chat, but hey, it's not pulling it up. You know, I forgot they don't pull these things up, guys. Here, there. Jets mom, thank you so much. And for all of you guys who just got a gifted membership from Jets mom, thank you. Mahalo, mahalo, Jets mom. And let me know if you're on Discord so I can add you guys to our Discord folder for members. Love you guys tons. And let me hide that and move back over to this. Hey, Oscar, how you doing? Love you, my dear. Are you coming over here? You want to say hi to yeah, say hi, Miss Margie. I love you. And so the oversleeping, okay, you're getting all these emotions in. You know how horrible all this stuff feels. Okay, and your solution is okay, you know what? Once I'm asleep, I'm not thinking it. Yep, diva baby princess. By the way, hello, Princess Megan. And so you use that time to sleep to escape all of the emotions, to escape all of the frustrations that you're going through during real life, because you know you don't have to worry about it. You may remember your dreams, you may not remember your dreams, especially if you're the type who does not dream much. And so, oh yes, Jets mom, exactly. Those of you guys who just got those memberships got to come over here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and hang out. And also, um, next thing here, a damaged empath. Okay, often finds themselves withdrawing, and we kind of addressed this a little bit earlier, from social situation. Many people who are dealing with too much coming in. Oh, yes, Siren. Got it. We got to cuddle up. Oh, you mean the dogs or the other big? Okay, moving on. Love you, Siren. Oh, my God. Oh, yay, Oscar. We'll have to talk about the guy for sure. Um, so, this constant wave that we're always feeling of emotions just becomes overwhelming. No matter where you go, you feel all of these things just keep coming back at you, and there's no way to put a halt to them. When you're in a group of people talking, okay, it keeps coming and it keeps coming, and there's no way of stopping it. So, what a person many times will do is they start pulling back a little bit. Okay. And you know what? That is important. It's actually a good thing to do. Okay. Initially. Now, at some point, it becomes a problem. But I think it actually, I do this all the time. If I find myself getting in where I'm starting to spiral from too many different emotions going on, and I find myself not only being overwhelmed by them, but actually adding to them on top of everything else, that's when I pull myself back and I give myself time to focus on something else, whether it be a diamond painting, the dogs, work, whatever it is. I find something else I can. What's important though is to have that safe space that you can go to where you can recharge, you can recover and kind of come back to who you are meant to be. But you need to find the balance because it's so very. How many of you guys have found? Yes, Cristola, by the way, congratulations. Siren is going to be a granddaddy. Congratulations, my dear. I can't wait. I can't wait for you, my dear. And so, how many of you guys find yourself very easily going from withdrawing to totally withdrawn and you can't pull yourself? Because I find as an introvert, it takes a lot for myself to add in, okay, and become part of something. Really takes a lot. There's trust, there's all these other issues I have to deal with. But I pull myself back. Okay, say with my friends here. I play games with them every Saturday and all. And say during COVID, I pulled myself out of that circle for a while because we couldn't be there. But then all of a sudden I had to get myself back in it. It's hard to get into it. It was really hard because I was so comfortable where I was. And I had to get myself back there because that's where, honestly, where I was happiest. I'm happiest when I'm with them. And but it's so hard to take that step. Yeah, it's like a teeter totter, Crystal. Exactly. Exactly. Another thing is this feeling of being oversensitive. This is a big, big one. By definition, empaths are sensitive. We're sensitive to other people's emotions. We're sensitive to what is actually going on in a situation. Okay, so that sensitivity is there no matter what. But at some point, that sensitivity becomes too much. Okay, we're taking on so much information. We're taking on so many different, especially the negative emotions, as the negative emotions that are coming in. Okay, when the happy emotions are there, it's not as much, but the negative emotions come in. And we find ourselves reacting to things in a very oversensitive way. Okay, you might find yourself reacting to little triggers that would never cause a problem for you in the past. A comment, someone might make a comment, and you'd be like, okay, what the fuck? Okay. fine, whatever. Yet because you've had so much coming in and your cup is pretty okay, yeah, it's overflowing with negativity at this point because of all these things coming your direction, you find yourself snapping at that little comment. Okay, or even a tone of voice, or even worse with the internet and social media, you're snapping at a tone of a text message that you don't even know what the tone was and all, but it was written in a way that you read in a way that reflects the frame of mind you were in. And so you become more and more oversensitive during that. Okay. Now, on the other side, and there isn't the other side of it, some people become oversensitive, others just become emotionally numb. When you get so many of these emotions coming at you over and over and over, you either accept them in or you start putting walls up, and those walls get made higher and higher. Exactly, Simon. You can imagine that tone of voice, can't you? And also, so you get into this thing where you all these emotions coming at you, and you need to get rid of them because you know if you can just get rid of all of those emotions coming at you, all of those thought processes coming at you, and will do. Okay, will do. Thank you, Christola. You're good. You're good. That person's fine. They're fine. Um, so what happens is you start getting rid of all those things. You start realizing, okay, the I'm going to have nothing but anxiety coming from this person, anger coming from this coming from this, things like that. So you put the boundaries up, you put the walls up so that you don't feel anything. Okay. You get rid of all the emotions so you don't have to feel them anymore. And you get to this point that you just don't feel nothing, nothing whatsoever. You're just like, okay, I'm here. And that's all that matters. Normal time, my dear Oscar. Normal time, 6 my time, midnight Eastern. And Anitra, can you imagine a situation like yours that you literally have no family, no friends, and you are all alone in a yeah, that becomes problematic. Anitra, that's hard. I know especially okay, like my mom. My mom's getting to become a senior, and if it wasn't for me in her life, she'd have no one in her life. And I know we're always trying to figure out how do you find that middle ground? How is there any other solutions for her and all? But yeah, you've got to be your best friend. Okay, when you're in a situation like that, well, any of our situations, we need to be our best friends. And we need to watch out for ourselves the way we watch out for each other. And once we can do that and treat ourselves with the respect that we hopefully treat other people with, it'll help. And so in the cases, especially in the case of narcissistic abuse, yes, Christola, I agree. We do not do any dramatize. It's literally just a place to sit and talk. And so with the emotionally numb stuff, especially if you think about someone who's been in a narcissistic abuse, okay, domestic, okay, whatever it is, you hear so many times that you're dirt. You hear so many times that you don't matter in life. You hear these things, and you're getting all of this feedback from that narcissistic, okay, loved one, for lack of a better word, okay, abuser. And so you get to the point where you don't want to feel those things anymore. Okay, so no matter what, you just put the wall up so you don't have to feel the anger. You don't have to feel the sadness. You just, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm dirt. Oh, yeah, I'm this. Oh, yeah, I'm that. Oh, yeah, I screwed this up in life. Okay, and you just start doing that. And you become emotionally numb. And you find many times a person who is very empathic in these types of relationships, okay, truly get to this point where they are emotionally numb because it's the only way they can save themselves at that point in their head. That's the only way they can do it. Um, The problem is when you do that, a lot of times people see you as cold. They see you as heartless, because you're not responding to them or things like because to truly respond and be part of a community, you have to understand what's going on and interact. And if you're being totally emotionally numb, emotionless, things like that, then people start thinking that you're okay, that you're just heartless. Okay, or they see you as fake or shallow. Exactly, Rosalind. Exactly. They see you actually as the narcissist. That's what starts happening is they start seeing that person who is literally trying to protect themselves as the narcissist. When in reality that person's put up boundaries and walls and barriers to keep themselves safe because they live in a situation where that's the only thing they have. Um, Scarlett, even if it takes years, sadly, you're loved and safe with the impact. Yeah, you really are. You really are. Next, we forget who we are as a damaged empath, an empath who needs to heal. We start to forget who we really are. We become so focused on everyone else. We're always focused because after all, those are all the emotions that are coming at us that we have to respond to all the time. So we're always focused on everyone else and what's going on, and we forget ourselves. We forget our emotion. We forget what we believe because we're so focused on the other person. And um and unfortunately, what also comes with that, when after so long you listen to people telling you, okay, negative stuff all the time. Okay, especially in narcissistic relationships, things like that. You get to the point where what they say becomes the reality, even if it is a bold faced lie about you. But you're at this point now where you are okay, you've put up the walls. Okay, you're so focused on them and making sure they're happy or things like that to make life easier that you start accepting those things that they're saying about you. And sorry, I'm reading a Nietzsche's. After the car accident, people slowly went away as they don't understand. But luckily, I like to be alone. And the person who is a narcissist really makes me feel even more alone. Yes, that's a good way to put it because it's true. A narcissist leaves you with that feeling of negativity. Okay. Usually your empath is going to try to leave you with a positive feeling, no matter what. Okay. You can see the positivity in them. A narcissist usually is going to leave you with that negative feeling. And at least that's what I found. So I don't think so, Cristola, unless I've missed them. Rosaline, you mean? Or not Rose, Rosaline, sorry. I think that's what you were hearing that word name. And so yes, Cristola, being an empath is straight up narcissistic fuel, especially if you're a codependent empath. That's why it's so important for a person who is very empathic. And like I said, we're all empathic at some level, but it's very important if you're extremely empathic to really get a handle on codependent behavior before it hurts you. Because that codependent behavior is what's going to destroy your belief in yourself over time because you're depending on everyone else to tell you what you're worth and all. So yeah, last, well, not last, actually, no, it isn't last. It's almost there. And sorry, guys, this one's a little longer than most. You struggle with letting go. I find this quite often, actually. Okay. As things keep coming at you, whether it's the emotions, whether it's issues that are connected to those emotions, okay, whether it's any of those things, the emotion or the problem, you hold on to those longer. Okay, it's hard to let them go, especially again, codependent person. Okay, especially if it's codependent person. Okay, you can't let go of that, and you need to let go. Because if you don't let go, it leads you into ruminating. We've talked about ruminating before, where you just keep focused. I call it spiraling myself, where you just keep focused on all of that. I mean, all you can think about is that issue that keeps popping up. Whether you have control over the issue or not, you become so focused on it. Um, and it just becomes everything that's going on. I think that's one reason why the drama becomes so hard for so many people to let go of. This is the part where that comes in. And because it's all those things, especially if we're trying to fix things all the time or make sure people understand things. And because in the end, all we can take care of is ourselves again. So at some point, you learning how to let go. Okay, whether you use the let go, let God, okay, let go, okay, take a big breath, whatever it is that you need to do, letting go becomes the most important lesson we can learn with that. Scarlett, you never lost your worth. You always knew it was there. Yes. And that's so hard for so many people. Miss Sally, my Jack, love you, my dear. Mwah. Love you, my dear. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I really appreciate it. So learn how to just let go. And Seal, I have learned to set boundaries before you burn out. And I think that's something that comes with our age. It really does. I did not know how to do that when I was younger, and I'm definitely getting better. I'm still not there because I'm still worried about other people and what they might think and all. And I've got to get over that part of it. And but I'm getting there. And so you need to save your emotional energy for your family. That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay, it's the people we need to be around, the people we need who are depending on us. And Cristola, well, logo, that part where you said make sure people understand. I feel like that a lot I came off wrong way and try to explain and come off. Yes, exactly. My mom's horrible about that. My mom loves to explain everything. And sometimes she starts explaining and it gets worse and worse and worse the more she tries to explain. Where if she had just given up and just said, okay, yeah, you know what? I got to trust that the people that know me. And the people who don't know me, they'll get to know me. They'll get to know the real me, hopefully. And if they don't, well, that's their choice. That's their choice. And then you feel better about because yeah, the more you try to explain things, sometimes I find, yeah, the harder it becomes because you're trying to explain it for every single person out there and everyone thinks differently. Boundaries are huge. Cat mama, yes, boundaries are frickin' huge for me. It's been one of probably my hardest issues I've ever had. Well, no, I'm not going to say hardest because the hardest is the anger bit, which I still don't have issue. I still have issues with. And also, next is engaging in negative self talk. We have said how many times before in this group that we have this issue where so many of us treat other people better than we treat ourselves, right? Oh my gosh. We are always, I wish I treated myself the way that I treat many other people. I really do. And because I know where my heart is and I know what I'm doing. I'm like, wait, girl, aren't you worth this too? And we need to learn those things. Okay, we know our friends when they're having a rough time and we're there for them. Do we know when we're having a rough time and are we there for ourselves? And so someone who is an empath, yep, there you go, Anitra. I see you. And so as empaths, we are so in tuned to others' emotion. Okay, that's what makes the difference between a true empath and people who have empathic ability. Because, like I said, all of us have empathic ability. The difference is an empath is very attuned to those. Okay, rather than kind of being like, oh, yeah, that person feels that way and now whatever. Okay, it's that connection there that makes the difference. Okay, so we get very attuned to those emotions. Okay, we start internalizing the emotions that other people are feeding out, and they slowly become our own emotions over time. And as those emotions become our own and other people's thoughts become our own thoughts, rather than making up our own mind for ourselves, okay, we start into that negative self talk. Okay, we get into this area where we get full of self doubt. Okay, very low self esteem because we're allowing other people's negativity or other people's anxieties and stuff to become our own. Okay, self criticism. I am horrible at these things. I will sit there and literally second guess every single thing I freaking do. And I'll know in the back of my head, oh no, no, you handled that well, and yet I'll still be sitting there criticizing myself. Okay, you got Christola that oh yeah, nope, I get you, girl. I get and there is actually a supernatural side to many people have with this too. Grateful middle-aged cat mom. I heard letting go with self-love, and that helped me get free. That good. And that's true. You have to have that self-love for yourself to be able to take that step, okay, to be your own hero. That's how I see it. The moment that you're doing those types of things, you are now becoming your own hero, your own best friend. And that's how we should be from the beginning. Another thing, many of us who tend to go overboard on the thing without putting boundaries in and stuff do is we start developing trust issues. Okay. And this is the last before I go through just a couple little things for looking at and fixing things. A lot of us, unfortunately, in being there, feeling other people's emotions, feeling other people's anxieties, stuff like that. Um, Unfortunately, what also starts to happen at that point is we get involved in friendships, relationships, or whatever that lead to or end up in betrayal. We find manipulation going on in our lives, and that's normal. That's normal. It's going to happen in every one of our lives. We're going to have a friend who manipulates. We're going to have a friend who betrays us. Okay, we're going to have a coworker who does that. Okay, hell, even our own family may fall into that category at some time or another. It's going to happen. The problem is with a damaged empath, we get to this point where those feelings and the fear of those happening has us putting our empathic skills into overdrive. Okay, that intuition or whatever that you call it goes into overdrive, and you start looking for problems everywhere because this person and this person did this. Other people have to be doing the same thing. And because of, like we were saying, the self negative talk and stuff like that, okay, you get into this thing where you're just looking for it. You're looking for where a person's going to, okay, betray you or manipulate you. They may never betray you or manipulate you, but because of the fact that someone has hurt you at some point, you are so worried it's going to happen that you put up the wall and you're like, "Oh hell, I'm going to make sure oh my god, oh my god, they blinked their eyes twice when they said that word, so I have a funny feeling this is do that." Okay, I do that. Okay, I'm horrible at trust. It's really hard for me to trust someone. And canine, oh my God, I love you, girl. You have selective empathy. And by the way, hello, my dear. And grateful middle-aged cat mama. Yep, nail on the head. Fear of it happening again. And that's the hard because it affects our friendships. It affects our ability to have these friendships once we start doing that. So recognizing all of these things we just talked about, because all of these things are going to affect two things that I can come up with right like that. Number one, it's going to affect our relationship with ourselves, our friendship with ourselves, our trust in ourselves, our belief in ourselves, our love for ourselves. Number two, it's going to affect our friendship with the people that matter, the people we care about. Okay, whether it be friends, children, significant other, coworkers, or whatever, it's going to affect that. and in a negative way. And also recognizing it. That's why I did this live today, is because I was like, okay, what are the things I need to look out for when I need to take care of myself? What are the things I need to, because I need to have those skills, because I do feel times that I feel like I'm starting to struggle. Okay. And I feel like I'm starting on that spiral or whatever you want to call it. And I need to stop it immediately rather than let it run control of me. And so what do we do? Okay. Now that we've gone through, I think it was like 9 things that I mentioned there. How do you start putting yourself first again? And I did not want this to sound the same as it does in every other life. So I found a couple new things, okay, to focus on. Oh, grateful middle-aged cat mama, yes. I trust animals and kids. Yeah. Kids are honest. Kids tell you the way it is, no matter what. And animals, it's it's love. It's love. You can literally hurt an animal, okay, and they'd still love you. That's what it's just unconditional love. And so I literally can step on my dog's tail, like last week when I rolled back and rolled on top of one of his feet. Actually, his tail or something. He was fine. Nothing happened. I did checked every little bit of it. And but they still love you. But so putting yourself first again. Okay. Yeah. Cat mama. I agree, Crystal. I'm going to shorten it. And the first one I have mentioned over and over, and I'm only going to mention this over and over, this one, because it's so true. Work on boundaries. Set your boundaries. If you need work on boundaries, join Discord. Let's work on boundaries together. We've got a whole folder in there for mental health work. Okay. Work with your therapist on them if you have a therapist. Have a written journal or a verbal journal, because I don't write well. I do it more verbally. And so do whatever you can, but start working on those boundaries, because the boundaries make the difference in the end. All of those things that I mentioned, if you recognize the boundaries are getting ready to be crossed, you can stop yourself. Oh my God, Seal. Yes. Sorry, this one I do have to highlight right there. Empaths are not professionals either, guys. Please. How many times have any of us, including myself, gone to a friend because they're an empath and thought because they are an empath, they could solve all my issues? Because they seem to understand, they are the equivalent of a therapist. They're not. It's like I say here, I'm a therapist. I've taken a couple psychology courses and that's it. I'm just someone who's been through things in my life. And you know what? I'm working on them. So, you know what? I find it easier if I work with other people at the same time. And thank you, Seal, because that's true. Because empaths, especially a codependent empath, is going to have a hard time standing up and saying, oh, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. Because that codependent side of them's going to kind of hold them back from saying, wait, wait, we've crossed a line where I can't help. And yes, Rosalind, not a professional. Yeah, there you go. We should have that behind all our names. And also, yeah, just because somebody says they're an empath doesn't make it so. I do believe everyone is an empath at some level. Okay, that's that intuition that we all have to recognize if someone's happy or not. But it's what they use with it and how focused it is, how much they've used that skill. Okay, that gift. Because I think being an empath is a gift. Okay, if you use it in the right way. Oh yeah, canine. If my dogs don't like you, chances are I won't like. Same thing here. Same thing here. So yeah, set your boundaries. You need to set those boundaries. You need to have those things in place so you are protecting yourself. Next, now this is where I try to go into two other areas real quickly that we don't talk about all the time. And the first is learn to let go. Okay, guys, this is going to help you in a lot of things, yes, and we don't talk about it enough. But to put yourself first, you need to learn how to let things go. Um, you never thought Gia thought of it as a gift, and that's the thing. If we're not allowing it to run us and put us in that damage zone, it can be a gift because it helps us understand other people. Okay, it helps us be courteous of other people, be aware of what they're going through and things like that. It truly can make you one of the most compassionate people there is. And but you also have to protect yourself. So learn to let things go. Now, learning to let things go can look in different ways. Okay, because if you don't let it go, it's going to keep ruminating. You can keep thinking about it, whether it's drama, whether it's so and so always coming to work with a horrible outlook. Okay, whether it's your kids screaming and yelling at you all the time, you need to let things go. And also, they don't just keep building like that small little smolder of a fire, okay, that blew into something much bigger. Rosalind, love you, and we'll see if you make it. Hope you make it. Love you, my dear. And so look at things that you can do. What can you do? Practice forgiveness. Okay, if someone has said something, whether they know it or not, okay, that upset you, forgive them. You don't even have to let them know you've forgiven them. Just forgive them in your own head. That way you can move on. Yes, Crystal, same analogy that you've used before. Put your mask, oxygen mask on in the plane before you help other people. Bingo, exactly. Um, gratitude work. Gratitude work. That is a huge, huge thing. Those of you who remember Living Like Phoenix, she still pops into Cantina at times. She was amazing with Rosalie. Rosalie and Amber worked so hard on bringing gratitude to this community. Okay, teaching us about gratitude, whether it is saying your gratitudes in the morning and things you're thankful for. Okay, both of those women brought one of the biggest ways to heal and biggest ways to take control over your life for us to use. Anitra, I consciously do positive thinking nearly every day. No, it may be just a positive quote or something that helps move from negative thoughts to at least a neutral feeling. Yes. Okay, it's not, you know what? And to me, that's a positive thought right there. That, you know what, using a positive thought brings you from at least a negative thought to a positive thought, to a neutral thought. Okay, I see that some people are going to think glass half empty, half full type thing. But to me, I'm like, you know what? Neutral thought is better than negative thought. And then the next one might take you from neutral to positive. It's great. So, starting to release those negative thoughts from your head in any way you can find to do that. It frees up not only your mind, but your body, those physical aches that we talked about. And the last of the ways to put yourself first that I wanted to mention today is focus on self compassion. Treat yourself to the same compassion you're willing to give other people. Because a lot of times I find with myself, as long as I'm not treating myself with compassion, I actually find I treat my friends with compassion. I treat most of my enemies with compassion. But when I get angry, if I haven't treated myself with compassion, I find I treat people worse because I get this resentment building up inside of me. And once you have that resentment, it kind of colors all your actions. So try to focus on compassion. Do good things for yourself, whether it is through the positive thought process, like Anitra mentioned, whether it's through gratitude work. Okay. One of the ways we did it in the past. You guys can do this right now in chat. In fact, let's try this. We're going to finish it off instead of a takeaway for today. We're going to do gratitude work right now. We'll end the live with gratitude work right now. Put it in chat if you want to, or you can just say it to you if you don't want to share it publicly or anything like that. Put down, I'm going to make it easy. Normally, I do 3 gratitudes and 1 person. Okay. Put down just one thing you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be something huge and big. It could literally be, I am grateful that treats did not run out today during the live. I trust me, I'm very grateful for that because I didn't have all the stress of the dogs barking. And so, one thing you're grateful for. Okay, I just said the dogs. I'll pick another thing real quickly. I am grateful that I upped my air conditioning to 74 because now my hands are not freezing cold. And and then one person you're grateful for. One person who's made a difference in your life. Okay. Right now, I'm going to say my brother. My brother's done a hell of a lot for our family recently, and it's been amazing. So, so say those things. You don't have to put it in chat today. You can if you'd like to. You can put it over in Discord if you'd like to share, but you don't want to share publicly here, or just say it to yourself. Okay, do those things every morning when you wake up. Just try, or when you go to sleep. Okay, even one thing in the morning, one thing at night. And also, Anitra, sometimes I even smile at myself looking in the mirror, and it is strange, but a smile, guys, can make the difference in the world for people. I've done this on purpose before. I always smile. I'm going to have wrinkles like crazy as I get older for smiling, but I've always I do sometimes, CJ, but I'll be honest, usually the only people who really see me mad, I very limited because I have a problem with it. That's actually one of my issues I gotta work with. There you go. Crystal has got herself some things there. It'll pop up here. I'm thankful for my past gremlins, thankful for good, honest family and friends, and not going to narrow the people down because there's a few. And that's it. That's why I'm saying you don't have to share because you don't want to, okay, make anyone feel bad or anything. But everyone at one time or another. And if you just do that one thing, gee, I'm grateful my grandkids came over for the weekend and my friend Brandy that's fighting cancer. Be thinking of Brandy. Be thinking of Brandy for sure. I'm really grateful that I'm feeling 100% better than you did a month ago. Yes, girl. Yes. I love you, Crystal. I love you, my dear. Yes, Oscar, you need to wear makeup for Cantina. And we are going to be moving on to the Seal. Thank you. You showed me one of the things I was hoping someone would do. That's exactly what gratitude is about. It's not about trying to find the most mind blowing thing to say. Sometimes it's something as easy as I have ice water here, plain PJs, things like that. So guys, the dogs are barking, and I literally, it's 5:18 right now, and I'm going to be live at 6 o'clock. So, hey, in 40 minutes, we will be having Cantina. Guys, I do hate to say this. I have to limit it to 2 hours tonight because I do have an audition for someone at 8:15. So I've got to be ready for that and all. So otherwise, though, we'll have 2 hours of fun and talking and hanging out. And y'all know the rules. We just enjoy ourselves. Anitra, I'm grateful for the short moment that I was able to share my thoughts here, even though I'm on the other side. Though I'm so happy you were able to stay awake, my dear. Anitra, I'm so happy you were able to stay awake for this because I know it's hard. I get that sometimes I wake up, I'm going to sleep, and everyone's going live, and it's hard to stay up. So thank you all so much. You should be taken straight from this live over to Cantina if you want to go on over and just sit in chat. Feel free to. I'm going to go grab myself some food and stuff like that and get ready. So love y'all tons. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me during these lives. For those of you, Jet's mom, thank you so much for the free gifted chat. This dog is driving. Okay, you want to say hi, Margie? Yes, thank you, Margie. Thank you, Auntie Margie, for all the free gifts for everyone. And to my dear, dear Scarlett, I love you, my dear. Both of you guys and all of you guys just for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. I'm getting kissed too much. Aloha. Love you. Bye-bye. Mahalo.